What's up, everyone? I'm Ethan, and I'm here with my boy Garrett.
What's going on?
And welcome to HIVE Sports, where we talk all things NFL and college football.
We got a live draft for you this time. So we got a live Best Ball Mania, $2 million to first place Best Ball draft for you.
$2 million, baby.
We are going to be drafting out of the 10 spot today for you. So this draft is going to be starting shortly in 5 seconds. So we got to think on our feet. It's going to be a 20-second clock. So any thoughts, E, for here at coming up at 10?
Just
how do you
this
think
is kind of
the board's going to fall?
Yeah, well, just as a kind of an intro, this is kind of a cool way to see what, two people who manage one team, like our thought process. Garrett and I have been on, the past few years have managed multiple teams together, which is definitely interesting as we kind of make these picks. So this would be a cool video. There's others out there that are managing co-managing a team and have to kind of have that discourse. And the 20 seconds is really fast, so we'll probably be moving quickly. You'll hear our thought process. We'll kind of have candid conversations and just let it go.
100%. I do think it's an advantage, though, if you find a co-owner that you kind of think well with, because it's kind of like two brains going at it instead of one.
Yeah,
but
Bijan went 5, Gibbs the 6. Okay, well, who we want might drop to us at 10. I don't know if it'll drop that far, though. Gibbs is there. There, Genty. We wanted Genty if we could. We're bullish on him. What do you think? You want to go with one of those wide receivers or an RB?
I would love Neighbors here. I would love Brian Thomas Jr. here. Where are you at with those two?
I lean Neighbors. It's hard to not look at Derrick Henry and what he just did last season, though, right?
Right, 100%.
Well, we might be able to get him on the turn, though, because it's 12 team. Let's go Neighbors. I like Neighbors here. We only have 20 seconds.
All right, we're going Neighbors is our first pick. If I can click on it. There we go.
Okay, we have 5 spots. If we can get Derrick Henry, that'd be sweet. I think a running back here at the turn would be nice. I can see McCaffrey dropping. What do you think about McCaffrey these days now that, if he comes in healthy?
If he's healthy, I think he's a great value here. What about you?
I like to take the...
that's a mute point as he goes right before us. All right.
Let's see. I think Derrick Henry might go here, but I wouldn't mind Derrick Henry if we could.
All right, Derrick Henry's consideration for sure.
Okay.
Oh, there he goes. So,
okay, what are you thinking here?
For me, it's Brock Bowers or it's Drake London. What about you?
I think tight end this early is probably tough. I'm probably going to Drake London then.
Yeah, let's go with Drake. We'll start 2 wide receivers.
I'm a guy that drafted Brock Bowers in like the 8th round, and both of us were, super late 8th round in the multiple drafts last season. So.
Oh yeah, we got him in our high stakes FFPC
I'm a fan,
draft, and he carried us pretty hard. So him and Jamar Chase.
Can you click on some of the RBs real quickly, G, so you can see what? Wow, Brees is dropping low. All right, you can go back to overall, G.
All right.
What's your thought process? I know some people like going QBs starting the 3rd because a lot of the guys start coming. I like to push my QBs a little bit later, but
I like to generally wait if I can, just a little bit. But if guys like Josh Allen or Lamar or Jaden start dropping to the 5th, 6th round, that's where I'm starting to, take a quarterback there. Yeah. But it just rarely happens, especially in this best ball format, right? Because you want upside, and it's really easy to get upside with having high-end quarterback play. So that's something 100%. To consider. But we'll see how the board falls here, man. I like starting out with the 2 elite wide receivers, Malik Neighbors, Drake London. I think we can potentially grab like maybe a Russ or a Penix a lot later as one of our quarterbacks.
Yeah, to get a little stack there.
Yeah, because correlation is definitely something that I like to try to get in this kind of format.
Yeah.
If you want that $2 million, you gotta really run hot, and there's very fewer. It's just so easy to get that done when you're stacking guys, as opposed to not.
Yeah, 100%. I think we saw that in our FFPC, right? Or the stack can be. We had the Jamar Chase, Joe Burrow stack that just was on fire for last 3 quarters of the season.
Oh, and we thought we were down, in the championship, and they dropped
Yeah.
60, so secured us that
Okay,
back.
what are you thinking here? Do we need to get that running back with Brees? Take that risk with that new offense?
I kind of like Brees here. I think
I do
he's
too.
being pushed down a little too far, so I'm down to take Brees as our RB1 here.
I agree. I think with Fields as the quarterback too, we can't.
Yeah,
Oh man, I'd like a Jaden Daniels here. Oh, that'd be so nice. I know.
at 39.
I know that's
but-
early
Yeah, we could do it. I mean,
because we could get like a Debo, a Debo
That's true.
stack later on too as our wide receiver 3 if we could.
I actually think Debo's going pretty early though. Let's see where he's going. That's not too bad. 65.
Might be a reach though if we had to get him. We might have to wait to get him in the 5th round, which he'd probably be gone there, huh?
Yeah, he might be, but so we can either go quarterback here if you want to grab an elite QB1 and Jaden Daniels, or
Yeah, I like that.
you want to do that?
I think we have to in 10 seconds.
Okay. Yeah, there's not a lot of time to talk through these picks, is there?
I mean, he has like QB2, QB3 upside, so I feel like we can take that risk,
Yeah, so I think we can start brainstorming though. Like, I mean, which guys do we want to prioritize stacking him with? Because I mean, if Debo falls, I think we grab him, right, just to get that correlation. There's other ways we can stack up Jaden, but Debo would probably be the main way to do it.
Yeah. And I'm bullish on Debo with that, but
What else do they even have in Washington right now? I think they drafted a rookie, didn't they? Jalen Lane or something. I don't know how much he's going to play, but
yeah, I wouldn't put that.
that would be like a last round flyer if anything. But I mean, Zach Ertz is still there. Ben Sinnott.
Yeah.
How do you think that tight end group is going to play out? Do you think Zach Ertz will still be the guy, or do you think they're going to give Ben Sinnott a chance?
I mean, I think Zach Ertz just signed that 1-year deal, right?
I think he did. Yeah, he came back for one more. Old
I
man
don't know.
Ertz.
I don't know. What's our? Do you know what our next draft pick is? What number?
We are 10 picks away. It's at 48, so we'll be up at 58.
So it's a little bit of a reach on Debo if we get him, but that stack's not terrible.
No, yeah, it's not. I wouldn't mind that.
There's a mix. There's some decent. Joe Mixon's still there, the running back.
What's your thoughts on tight end? How do you want to play that? Because I think we could potentially just wait on it and go like 3 later tight ends instead of reaching on one.
I kind of like the idea of waiting. I think there's some rookies down there too that you could take a shot on if we wanted to, and
Yep.
I think there's some talent, down below we can wait on.
Some decent depth to the tight end position, I think, for the first time in a long time after this last rookie class.
Mixon's gone.
Kittle's gone.
Harvey's high. We do need an RB2 pretty significantly, though. But I mean, the stack, we know how important that stack can be later in the season.
Wow, I haven't drafted since the NFL draft, and it's just crazy seeing how much Harvey just absolutely skyrocketed up the boards. I remember I was getting him in the 200s for a little. All right, so we are up. What do you think? Grab Debo for the correlation?
I think so here. We can get a running back at the turn here.
Yeah, I think that's the move. We
I
got to
still
see
think
who falls.
There's still value, right? Like Kamara's still there. Is Kenneth Walker still there?
No, I don't. Let's see.
Maybe not.
No, he got taken.
He got drafted right before.
I mean, just looking at running back, though, if you want to look at an RB2, there's Judkins, there's James Conner, Caleb Johnson. I wouldn't mind any of those guys.
Yeah, I think we should take. Oh, here you go. Which one?
We're on the clock. I kind of like Judkins just being half PPR. What do you think?
Yeah, that's it. That works for me. It's also hard with James Conner's always just a guy that's underrated as a fantasy running back too.
He is, yeah. But I love the value with Judkins, and it's kind of hard to pass him up, I think.
Yeah, and Aaron Jones. Wow, his ADP's much lower than I thought. Is Jordan Mason really going to come in and take that many carries away?
The only thing I worry about is just his health, at being over 30 now. But he's been pretty consistent over the years.
Yeah. So what do you think? What are you looking at for the next spot here? If we can get him,
I think we could go a couple different ways. But you have any thoughts?
Well, we're not going to get a guy like Laporte. Can we click on the tight end quickly to see what?
Yeah. Hawk maybe, Jonnu.
Yeah, we can wait on. Like, there's a lot of value still in the bottom there. I like Ingram still with Denver.
Evan Ingram's nice. Got Tucker Kraft, David Njoku.
Wow, Kyle Pitts is so low.
I know.
There's some decent value still below. Probably need to just get a utility guy, right? Kind of best value that there is at that point.
Yeah, it looks like Ertz is going in the 160s, so that's another way we could get some correlation.
That's a good point.
But I don't know if you still believe in the old man or not.
I mean, I still like the idea of if we need a QB. Well, Jay Daniels hopefully is gonna be our guy, so there's rarely gonna be a week where we won't stick with him.
I think we could definitely take another decent quarterback at some point, though. Maybe like a T-Law or something if you think he's a value after the draft. I'm curious, how early did Hunter go? He's probably off the board. Wow, he went up to 40.5, Travis Hunter.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy. Can you see what our overall weapons are right now that are available? Okay.
Yeah, this is overall.
Cup is pretty low there.
Yeah.
Gonna take that. Man. I get the injuries, but sometimes, Ayuk's still pretty low there too, as a wide receiver 1 in SF.
You want to go Cup? Or what do you think?
I don't know. Oh, shit. Yeah, just go for it. I didn't realize, my bad.
You're good. We played it a little dangerous there. Wait.
I was like looking at Ayuk because I was like, dang,
I'm worried about his health a little bit, though. That's the only thing. I think he might miss some time.
So then Pearsall, you think, is going to be the wide receiver 1 or Juwan Jennings?
Yeah, Pearsall and Jennings are good values. I mean, who else is there? Let's see. Yeah, I feel like there's a little bit of a teardrop after some of these guys. Let's see. Jaden Reed, Shakir, Ayuk. What are you thinking here?
Oh, we're up.
We're up. We're on the clock.
Let's go, Jaden Reed. My bad.
Oh, God.
No! Okay, we got Jaden Reed.
Got out of Jaden Reed anyway.
Okay, cool. The 20 seconds is fast. I can't even see that we're on. Holy cow.
Maybe 30 seconds might be the safer option.
That's hella funny, though.
For beginners, especially.
I know this is our first draft post-draft, or first fantasy draft post-draft.
All right. Well, I like the Jaden Reed value. I don't think it's bad.
Yeah, I mean, do you want to get...
Where did Golden go? He went 73. Okay. We just missed out on Golden.
Pacheco's still there. Tyron Tracy's still, he was a good fantasy.
Your boy Big Scott is there too, and it's half PPR, man. I don't know.
That's true. Take the risk there.
You got to get
Michael Pittman Jr. is still there. That's not bad. I know that quarterback situation is not great, but I mean, a true wide receiver 1 over there. I know we just
that situation scares me a little bit, but you're right. Not bad.
We need a tight end at some point soon, so
yeah. I wouldn't mind an Evan Ingram or something like that.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind an Evan Ingram either. He's consistent enough.
So we're up here at 106. We're also up at 111, so we got to think quick on our toes.
What do you think? You want to get a backup running back? You want Scattaboo with the touchdown upside?
I think Scattaboo would be my number 1 here, but what's our backup option? Would you like a Jaden Higgins, or would you want to go tight end?
Well, there you go. There's Scattaboo right there.
All right, we got to go Scat here. Secures the RB3, 2 rookie running backs. A little bit spicy there, but I like the value on both.
What do you think? Do we solidify our tight end at this point?
I think we can definitely start looking at tight end. I wouldn't mind grabbing Evan Ingram. Colson Loveland, I love him in Dynasty. I don't know about year 1 in that offense. I don't know what it's going to look like. So I'm kind of leaning Ingram. I don't know about you.
I definitely lean Ingram too.
Okay, let's grab him here.
I think his ceiling's not as high as Colson Loveland, but we know what his floor is, and what we don't know is Colson Loveland's floor at this point with that offense.
Yeah, 100%. All right, so we got a majority of our team filled out. We got a QB1, 3 running backs. We're up to 5 wide receivers, and we got a tight end. So how are you feeling about our build as a whole?
I like it a lot. Yeah, I mean, I think at this point we can see what the best value is. If there's any guys where we want to take a shot on, you know what I mean, and see.
I kind of like this format too.
Oh yeah, this helps to see where we're coming at.
This little draft board view.
Well, Jared Goff, Drake May dropped a lot. There's some decent quarterback value. I think if we had a little bit more time to think, maybe Jaden Daniels wouldn't have been our pick there. But I think he has top 3 quarterback upside for sure.
And it's always nice just locking in an elite at a position like that, And I think if Jaden Daniels can take a step forward with Deebo Samuel as an added weapon with Terry McLaurin, and I mean the rushing ability is always nice too in this kind of
100%.
Tournament format. You need that upside, man, and I think Jaden Daniels has 30, 40 point upside, in a given week. So I like grabbing him.
Yeah, the upside's definitely there. I'm wondering, do you think we could, should we look for a backup tight end that is, his ceiling might not be super. I'm thinking of a guy like Tucker Kraft, right? Where the ceiling might not be super high, but the floor is also not super low.
Yeah,
to where
I like Tucker Kraft here if we can grab him. What would be your backup option? I'm looking at Jack Bash as a possible backup there. Okay, looks like Tucker Kraft's there, so we're gonna grab Tucker with our round 11 pick. Coming back around, we're going to be right up on the clock at 12-3.
I mean, I like the idea of swinging for the fences on guys at this point, right? Like you were saying. So Jack Besh is there who can come in as the wide receiver too, and that offense, makes the strides that we think they're going to. I think it's not a bad spot to pick, right? And then we could potentially get a guy like Geno as our backup quarterback if we need to, there you go.
Yeah. You talked about him too much.
Okay, what are we thinking?
We
here?
got sniped. I don't know. What do you think about Ramondre? I don't know.
I think we have to grab him with 10 seconds left.
I think we can grab him. I mean, I know Trevion's going to take probably a lot of the passing work from him, but I still think Ramondre is going to get his fair share. Kind of like a David Montgomery type role,
Yeah, and that half PPR too, I think, eliminates a little bit of that.
Yeah. We're betting big on the Patriots offense, but hey, at 135, I think it's fine value as our RB4.
I didn't realize Tank Bigsby was still on the board.
I was going to say, what do you think about that Jags backfield? Do you like taking a chance on Tank Bigsby? Or?
I mean, I think he's I think he has to be the RB1 based off last season going into it. And I think if we're upgrading the offense, I mean, I can't imagine I can't imagine that he wouldn't be the number 1 guy going into the season. Unless
the other thing, that's a good point. I was going to ask you, though, when do you want to start considering our quarterback, too? Because that's a consideration, I think, at this point.
I agree. Yeah, and it looks like Michael Penix is gone.
I'm trying to look and see who would we be able to stack. Neighbors, I think if we got Russ late, there's always a risk that Russ doesn't play the whole season, though, with Jameis and Dart there. But he's an option. I think Penix is gone.
There's a Darnold with Cup. There's a we didn't get Jack Bash.
I think Darnold or
there's not much.
Darnold or Russ, I think, is our only stackable option. Bo Nix is gone. Jordan Love is gone. But
I mean,
I think we can wait, right? I mean, Darnold or Russ maybe later. I don't think the value's there. But what are we thinking with our next pick here?
We have what? We have 4 running backs now. How many wide receivers do we have?
Only 5, so I feel like we could always use another wide receiver.
Yeah. I'm kind of liking the wide receiver value I'm seeing here. Cedric Tillman's a sneaky guy that I think in Cleveland can make a leap next season.
Let's grab him here then.
Oh, I didn't realize you were up. Damn, I'm bad at that.
No, you're good. I mean, I like Tillman's upside. He flashed quite a bit last year at times, and I think he's going to get some opportunity.
We're coming up soon, right? So
yeah, we're right about to be back on the clock.
I mean, we got a handcuff guy like Tyler Algier too, right? One injury, he's the number one guy there.
Yep. The wide receivers, they've kind of fallen off a cliff a little bit. It seems like at this point.
D-Hop, hey, going into that Baltimore offense.
I don't know, man. He's getting up there.
After that drop in the Super Bowl, I was like, oof, I'm not sure we're gonna need another job.
All right, so who we grabbing here? Algier, you think? It's gonna have to be.
Okay, there you go.
2 seconds left.
I was thinking him or Leggett, honestly, with just like But Algier, where you're getting out of him.
The clear handcuff. Anything happens to Bijan, there's some upside. So I think we're in a pretty good spot at running back. I think we could use a quarterback too. We could use some more wide receiver depth. We're probably fine at tight end just to keep Ingram and Kraft, I think, as our guys.
Yeah, there'll probably be some backups if we need to, if either one of them get injured.
We can always take a third down the road, but let's see. So we are 14 rounds in. Means we got 4 more picks, I think.
Yep, looks like 4 more picks. So yeah, I think we can get that QB2 and then maybe see what the value is at that point.
Okay, sounds good. See who falls at quarterback. I think we could use at least another 2 or 3 wide receivers.
That's true. Yeah, and we can kind of go for those handcuff. I saw Romeo Dobbs up there. Is he still? Couldn't remember if he. Oh, he's off the board. I think. No.
Yeah, I think he got taken. I don't mind like a Jalen Coker. I don't mind a Alec Iomenor. I think Tennessee doesn't have a ton besides Calvin Ridley, so there's some upside there with Cam Ward.
Tyler Lockett.
Tyler Lockett's another one.
I like Iomenor too because I think he is going to come in there and probably be the number 2 outside receiver, right? And then Tyler Lockett would be more of that slot guy.
Yeah. There's some other rookie risers too, like Pat Bryant, Brashard Smith, Jalen Royals still on the board. I don't know if you want to take a shot on a rookie at this point or what your thoughts are. I don't think we have a rookie wide receiver. We do have a couple rookie running backs.
Yeah, and okay, so I see Jalen Wright still there. Can you click on the wide receivers? Yeah, we can look at that. Oh, well, there's Jalen Royals gone. I guess Iomenor probably.
I like the upside with Cam Ward.
Yeah, coming in there.
Touchdown upside.
You want to go another wide receiver, or what are you thinking at this next spot?
Yeah, I think so. I think we can maybe double tap wide receiver, or let's see what else is on the board just for.
Darnold's gonna be gone soon, so if we want to stack,
maybe we can grab our second quarterback. That's probably a wise option.
Stafford with more weapons there isn't a bad. I know we don't have a stack, but
there he goes. I think Darnold, right?
I think Darnold, yeah.
Yeah.
Because if Cup flourishes, then Darnold's gonna do pretty well, and I think he has enough of a running threat to get us a couple rushing touchdowns if needed.
100%. I like the pick. So we have a couple picks left, I believe.
I think 2 picks.
Do you want to just go with Jaden and Darnold as our 2 quarterbacks and be done at quarterback? I think that's probably a fine option.
Yeah, I think.
Unless you wanted to grab a third, we can always do that too.
I think it depends on what's up there value wise. I mean, 2 tight ends is enough probably. I was looking at Roshan Johnson, right? Because they didn't draft a running back in Chicago.
I think they did get Kyle Monangai. I don't know what you think about him, but he's a possible competition. Yeah. Oh, and Roshan just went anyways, so. We are 8 picks away. I think at this point we got to focus on wide receiver. I mean, do you want to go 8 wide receivers and 6 running backs, or would you rather go 5 running backs and 9 wide receivers? Because I think that's probably the 2 options.
What do you lean? I don't think I have a lean.
Generally in best ball, I just like to have the spike weeks of the wide receivers. So I usually like to have 9, but
Yeah,
I don't think 8 is like a death sentence by any means.
I'm all for it. Let's go for let's get another wide receiver. Let's go
Okay.
9.
I mean, Pat Bryant in Denver is probably going to get some opportunity. Sean Payton's talking him up, comparing him to Michael Thomas. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, yeah.
Kind of funny. He said he reminds him, I think, of MT off the line of scrimmage, and his body type is pretty similar also. Obviously, big shoes to fill, but you never know. Worth the upside bet, maybe. Darius Slayton's also probably like their number 3, maybe even number 2, depending on how you look at Wandale. What do you think here? Looks like we're up.
I like Darius Slayton probably, honestly, just because I feel like Russ can. I think Neighbor's gonna get so much attention, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I like that pick. And then your boy T Ferg's still there. His ADP is pretty low, but I don't think we need another tight end necessarily. It's an option though. What do you think? Would you want to go wide receiver here, tight end, running back? We got some options.
I mean, I like the Terrence Ferguson upside, but
Yeah.
I'd also with best ball it's a little bit different. How many wide receivers do we have now?
We do have 8, so I think that's we can either go 8 or 9, but up to you.
Go up to the top. Let's see who's
We got
available.
Terrence Ferguson, Jarquez Hunter. AD.
I like Pat Bryant. If you have a guy, Sean Payton's comparing you to one of his better wide receivers that he's had in his coaching career, then I think we can
I don't mind that as
take that risk.
as a last pick. Gives you some upside. So we ended up with 9 wide receivers, which is good for best ball. Got some correlation mixed in there. Jaden and Darnold.
Oh man, those running backs. Hopefully, Breece Hall can improve his stock from last season, and can come in.
It's a big bet on the rookies too, but I think we trust our scouting, and I think both those guys are workhorses. So